let's talk about this language stuff. Most of us have been trained for years and years in math. But almost nobody has been trained in linguistics. Let's check though. Who here has been in any kind of education for linguistics? Here. Okay, so we're going to do a crash course this afternoon on linguistics. And it's going to be a lot simpler than math, but it's going to have the same rigor as math. What's the answer to that question? 12. All right, so you got that one right. Now, Michelle, you earlier, you had the high score, and you told us that probably if your other colleagues were here, they'd have a lower score, and I absolutely believe that. I'm certain of it, and I'm willing to bet $10 on that same thing. I know that that's correct. Well, let's take this question and let's test it. If you asked any 10 people in your organization what 7 plus 5 is, what would you expect them to give you as an answer?
They would say 12.
They would, wouldn't they? Let's suppose that you had a person who didn't say 12, who gave you some other number. Would you accept that? It depends. Wait a minute. Where did she say she worked? In a bank? Now you see why we're in the trouble we're in. Now, Michelle, you and I haven't talked about this before, have we? No. Okay. So the thing is that we're all feeling our way here, and you can see how this might go if we're not careful. We can't help it. We're going to answer the questions just like real life. And this is exactly correct. What happens is people could answer a different thing, and sometimes we have several different ways we answer to respond to this. Sometimes what we do is we say, oh, Jennifer, that's not the right answer, but let's talk about your upbringing. You know, well, what is it about your childhood that might have caused this? That's kind of the touchy-feely, huggy approach. Now, if you're in a bank, though, does it matter? No. It depends. Yeah, if she's in HR, it's okay. But if she's in most other places, the answer is no, it's not okay. And we know it. So that's one option, is we do the huggy, touchy approach. The other thing we might do is we might say, Jennifer, we have a class we'd like to sign you up for. It's on the gulag. Don't come back until you get an A. You know, there's that approach. And there's then other things that are more, serious about this. The idea being that we generally do not accept an answer other than 12. Now, if we could only do this with some key language things, man, oh man, would this be great. How about this one? Satisfaction. All right. You all agree that that's what it means? Oh, would you take a look, please, at your little self-assessment you did at the beginning? That's the second page in there. Did you all have satisfaction down there? No. Oh my goodness. We all had different. What did you have? Excellence. Now, you said satisfaction, I think, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Well, what's your name?
Eva.
Eva. Oh, my daughter's name is Ava. Is it EVA or AVA?
EVA.
Oh, well, okay. So, all right. So we got a special bond on this one. All right. So satisfaction is one of our possibilities, but then we got excellence. Now, I'll bet you if we went around the room, we would probably have more than 10 different options. We're going to come back to this thing. Now, does this happen in real life? Okay. Do we accept it? Do we accept the fact? Thank you, Eva.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And is that okay?
It doesn't help us out very much, does it? By
Well,
accepting it, it closes down the opportunity to improve on it.
Darn. Yeah, that would be right. That would be absolutely correct. So we're going to come back to this one, and we're going to get rid of that problem. We are absolutely going to get rid of this problem. You'll leave here with the solution. Now, whether you decide to use it or not is another matter, but I'm going to give you every incentive to do this as we go. Okay, so excellent. What was your name?
Sean.
Sean. Okay, thank you, Sean. Let's try this one. Agreement on who this is? No. Okay, let me see if we get this straight. Service there's no agreement on. Customer there's no agreement on. How important are these in the lexicon of language that we use? Fairly important. Okay, fairly important. So this depends on the product, doesn't it? We are going to get this one fixed too. We are going to get these two things fixed for sure before 2:15 today. Count on it. Then there's this word requirements. Often requirements reflects the minimums. In fact, we could put some other words out there that reflect the minimums. Those would be like standards. The standards are generally the things that a whole bunch of producers get together and collude on to the disadvantage of end users. Which is why it is shown that if you came from the UK and you had a hairdryer, now in Sean's case he might not, but if he did,
Breeder.
yes, okay, yeah, if you had a buffer, okay, you might find that it wouldn't plug in here. Why that is beyond me. We have electricity worldwide, but yet we don't have agreement. And that's because someone hasn't bothered to talk with you when you come here. So you got to come equipped knowing that there are about 15 different kinds of ways you can do this. And they don't let you bring on the tools you used to be able to bring on the aircraft. You can't do that anymore. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to give you word formulas for these 8 things. All right, so there's some tools for this. Now you're going to get some sampling, because we have a very, very condensed time. I'm going to give you sampling of use of the tools, and they are used in this order. If you want to know more about it, you can go to our website, you can talk with me afterwards, you can read the book. There's lots of places for this, but for our purposes, I'm going to give you the heart and soul of these tools, and we're going to apply them right here. The first thing we have to work on is product definition. If we don't know what the product is, we can't answer the other questions. So that's where we're going. Now, let's kind of take a look at the big picture first before we get into this. At the bottom of the page that you have there, which has VOC tools on it, there's a blank area. I'd like you to write down these 3 words. So quickly as you would, just write them down in the same way that you see them here, because this is the basis for satisfaction. That would be performance expectations, perception expectations, and outcome expectations. If you took all the literature that's out there, and I've read a lot of it, and I've been working with it for a long time, I guarantee you I haven't read everything. But what I have done is I've tried to take all of that, distill it down to what is the heart and soul of all of the literature that's out there from every discipline that's all related to customer satisfaction. And these are my 3 words that I end up with. So let's talk about what they mean. Performance expectations are objective criteria. Objective criteria. So when we hear from a customer, wherever this customer is, that they want something, we will all agree on what it means. That's the test of whether it's a performance expectation. Okay. Now, let me ask you, what would be, in your experience, something that you know from your own customers, whoever they may be, something that they care about a lot, that you've heard of, that they wished you would improve? What would be something that they've told you about that they wished you'd do better at as an organization? Speed. Okay. Have you heard this too? Is that how they tell it to you? They want speed?
Yes.
Is this a drug deal or what? Oh, faster. Okay. Is it this? Well, here's some options. You take a look and let's see if we can find the one that we think they want.
Schedule.
Well, now wait. Now you got to look at them all, because I haven't shown them all to you. We're not done. Okay, now, is it possible we might have some confusion about what they meant? What do you think? All right, what is timeliness?